This episode of the Wedding MC Experience is brought to you by TNT Creative Images. Today is what you make it, so make it as original as possible. Don't let your event happen without having a centerpiece of equipment to make all of your guests take home the memory of a lifetime. You need the Magic Mirror. TNT Creative Images presents the Magic Mirror photo booth for all your occasions. We're talking the whole gamut. Themed backdrops, stanchions, red carpet, novelties, and most importantly, the life touch-size touchscreen magic mirror that'll print, text, and email your photos to you. If you or someone you know has an event coming up, from corporate events, birthdays, birthday celebrations, banquets, weddings, or anniversaries, TNT Creative Images has you covered. So log on now. TNTimages.com. That's TNT Images with a Z.com. Use the discount code TheWedXP. For more information, y'all feel free to call 817-233-6028. That's right, y'all. This is the Wedding MC Experience. It's a fun podcast hosted by professional wedding MC Carl Mays, also known as King Carl, and his wonderful, super supportive better half, the health enthusiast herself, Queen Misty. With more than 450 wedding receptions completed, King Carl has had a fair share of intriguing situations. However, this show isn't just about wedding shenanigans. The show features shared experiences on topics anywhere from life, love, and drama to success, health, family, and relationships. So if you love true transparency, whether from the host themselves or some of their most influential guests, then you are in for an unbelievable experience. What up, world? We back in the building, y'all. Episode 2. I'm excited. I am King Carl, your host.
And I'm Queen Misty.
That's right, y'all. Always holding me down. Sometimes on the left side, but for you, maybe the right.
Hey.
But let me tell you something, y'all. We are here, back again, the Wedding MC Experience. If you caught the last episode, you know exactly what to expect. If you didn't, go back and check it out. It's on all your platforms. That's right. All your podcast apps. I don't know them all by heart. Just look up one, and we should be on there, all right? Also, make sure you get a chance to go to the YouTube page, the Wedding MC Experience. Make sure you subscribe to that page on YouTube. Don't play with us, meaning do it, all right? Also, those that are watching Facebook Live, shout out to you all. We're definitely having some fun. Y'all, listen, we got a great show this time. And I'm telling you, it's exciting. One reason why is because we got some friends of ours. We got some definite, we call them the socialites that everybody know, the couple that everybody wants to hang out with, the couple that always sit around calling themselves Sitting with the Suttons. Y'all know what it is, y'all. The couple themselves, the wonderful couple themselves. We love being around them, y'all. Tristen and C.C. Sutton are in the building.
Hey.
In the future, y'all, we're going to have our hand clap.
Oh, yes.
I hear it.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Know your clap.
What that Magnolia clap?
Yeah.
Oh, the Magnolia.
I like the Magnolia.
Magnolia. Okay, that was the proper.
I
Oh,
know we're going to have a DJ in here. 'Cause that's what we do. What's up, y'all?
How y'all doing?
Hey, man, we are excited. We're here. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This is what I'm excited about. We hung out with these two, for everybody that don't know, this past weekend. We hang out often, but we hadn't hung out in a while. Yeah. But the cool thing is, the Wedding MC had to do a wedding out of town, and we said, man, listen, CC and Tristen are supposed to be at this wedding. We hanging this weekend.
Let's do it.
So we got a chance to holler, man. And I just want to say something. Listen, first of all, it's always a pleasure to hang out with you.
Always,
Yes.
always.
You know what I'm saying? Good synergy. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you hang out with couples be jealous of each other.
Yeah.
They be trying to measure each other up, size each other, right?
Yeah.
It's too
You
much.
know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right.
It's
too much.
It is too much.
We got
But
too
these
much going on
two,
for all that.
Yeah.
y'all kindred brother and sister. Let me tell y'all why. Tristen is a lot like Queen Misty.
Oh.
Yes,
Right.
this is true. This
You know,
is
you know,
true. I agree.
Right, from a personality standpoint,
Yeah.
it is just odd.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like for those that are really getting to know, Queen Misty, absolutely beautiful, but just in front of that camera is just like, all right, we're gonna work on it. And Tristan, like, man, look, you gonna have a run sheet. I got you, brother. We structured up in here.
Appreciate you.
Wow, that is, yeah. So we're structured up in here, and it makes him, because he's definitely quick off the dome, but he definitely likes to make sure stuff is a little structured, right? But Cece is my kindred sister.
Hey.
All right? She like, look,
go.
cut the camera on.
Let's go.
3, 2,
Go.
1.
Freestyle
Let's
Friday.
go.
Yeah.
Freestyle Friday.
That's it. That's exactly
Freestyle
it.
Friday. So she's always ready. I call her Mrs. Stay Ready.
Hey.
Yeah.
'Cause she's always ready.
Come on,
like
Mrs.
that,
Stay
Mrs.
Ready.
Well, you know, I
I
never
like
like because
that.
I'm shy. You know, I'm shy. I don't be knowing what to say sometimes.
Get
Right,
out
but it's okay. You know
I'm
what to
with
say
you.
today.
High
though.
five.
Right.
Yes.
My
But
light
you-
skinned sister from another mister.
That's exactly it. I like that. Hey, I told you. We're going to talk about Tristan a little later. I ain't going to throw him out there too early. I'm going to wait till a little later. But listen, y'all, we have a wonderful show, slated for you guys because I think that the people need to be able to kind of get to know, wonderful couples. But I do want to say this. The show is kind of built around making sure people, kind of celebrate marriage.
Yes.
All right, we want to celebrate relationships. We want to celebrate, So if you're out there and you're with, the person that you love, whether you've been with them a week, a month, a year, 10 years, 20 years, the fact of the matter is y'all are still together. That's to be celebrated.
Amen.
All right, and so one of the things we say is easy to find people, but it's hard for people to stay together. And so what we need to do is we need to make sure we give that positive image of what true relationships look like,
Absolutely.
right? And I think that, a lot of people put it on, some of your biggest entertainers when they see relationships, but those are not tangible, right? So I always say we're tangible people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're in the city of Houston. So if you're in Houston or if you're anywhere around the country, we'll find you. You see us anywhere, hang out with us.
We'll
all
pull
right?
up.
Yeah, pull up. You know what I'm saying? Just pull up to us, hang out. You get, and I think that's tangible. For people that are kind of extraordinary and like almost like untouchable, I mean, you can use those as examples all day, but people will say, where are the couples that are kind of like us? So I want to start with something. I want to start with just a few questions on y'all's behalf because I know, people hear from us quite a bit, but I want them to hear from the Suttons. First of all, tell the people who you guys are, how long you all have been married, what it is you do, and what is that ultimate goal when it comes to relationships.
All right, so we are the Suttons. We are born and raised in Houston, Texas.
H-Town.
Don't meet too many more of those,
That's
but we
right.
still exist. We're still here. He's from the Acre Shakers, Hubcap Takers, the Fofo.
Acreage homes to be exact.
Acreage Homes.
Okay.
And I am by way of Greens Point, moved to Humble, went on and celebrated my best life
Suburbs.
from the
To
burbs.
the suburbs.
But I am from that point. Don't forget. Don't forget.
No, she said
I'm
don't
straight
forget.
from the point. So we are, 12 years in the game.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
been a quick journey. It's been a lot of fun.
Man.
I mean, you know what that looks like.
You
when
made it
you
over
with
a
somebody
decade.
Yeah,
who's fun. It
Right.
goes
Yes,
by fast.
it goes
that's
fast.
right.
It goes by really fast. So 12 years in the game. He started off as an entrepreneur right off the bat. I have been slowly treading upon that land
Right,
of
right.
entrepreneurship, but we've been doing it together. So that is a new dynamic in our marriage. No kiddos, just a cute little doggy named Peppy.
Right.
And
Did you say Ruth?
yes, he did. He did. And just living and allowing our marriage to hopefully inspire and give others hope, especially those who are out here in these single lands. Hallelujah. I know it's
Yeah.
rough out
The
there.
wilderness.
Yeah.
But the good news is on
you
the
say
other
the
side, there
wilderness?
is hope.
Yeah.
And
there
it's
is
just
hope.
like you said, there's always a pleasure to meet other couples who have found that hope.
That's right. That's right. And celebrate it.
And celebrate it.
That's
Celebrate
right.
it. What's your piece?
Well, all my single friends say winter is coming, so I don't really know what that means.
That means Game of
Winter's
Thrones is
coming.
appearing in 1 week.
Yes. Come on, Game of Thrones.
Say there's a lot of Cerseis out there.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, but who I am?
Yeah. Some people get that on the way home. I'm gonna let that marinate a little bit.
My name is Tristan Sutton, the other half of Sitting with the Suttons.
Yeah.
I'm now becoming known just as C.C.'s husband. It used to be Tristan, but
Oh,
Oh.
really?
and it's
Oh,
cool.
don't.
It's cool.
Oh,
No,
CZ.
don't.
Yeah. It's all good.
I get to
Don't
just
do
sit
that.
in the cut.
Right.
Don't do
right.
that. Hey, we can talk about seasons here because I know y'all remember on the front end, I was Tristan's wife, and
Yeah.
I was okay with that.
Yeah.
That was his season.
That's right.
But marriage comes in seasons. We'll talk
You
about
better-
that.
yeah.
I'm cool with this shit. But I'm just a marketing strategist. I help people attract and convert their target market using social media.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm shy.
That's right.
Okay.
Stop letting
Not
me put
anymore.
that shy on there.
Not-
Not anymore.
Not anymore. huh?
We're done. We're done with
that?
shy.
We're done. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll move on.
So let me ask you guys this. So when you think about marriage, and this is a shared thought, like for people out there who are either new to it or are thinking about it, because like people measure themselves based on their peer groups.
Yeah.
So there's some people right now that's just like the people around them are getting married. and or in a relationship, a solid relationship that it seems, and people measure themselves by that, like, that's what I should be doing right now. You know, what are your thoughts in that? What are your thoughts when it comes to that and people, you know, pushing themselves into that lane?
I believe first we should preach to those that don't get married for the wedding, get married for the relationship.
That is.
Seriously.
I don't think y'all heard that.
You have people who do a lot more preparation on the wedding aspect, and
Yeah.
really that lasts, as we saw, for just a couple of hours,
Right.
and then forever starts. So,
That's right.
I always begin the conversation whenever someone comes to me and says, I just need to get married. I should have been. Da 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 da. I tell them right off the bat, you have single women who want to be married,
Yeah.
and you have married women who want to be single.
True
Right.
story.
So just enjoy the season that you're in for what it is right now, because there's trials and tribulations and triumphs
Right. That's right.
on both sides.
That's right.
Right.
But unless you come into that fully prepared understanding that marriage is more than just the wedding, you might gonna be a little disappointed on the other side.
Right.
Right.
That's exactly right.
And I see a lot of disappointment. I
Right.
really
It,
do.
it takes work and patience.
It does, and it takes sacrifice.
That's right. And I think that, but that, it's kind of the thing that happens though. Like people want the end result of it,
Yeah.
but nobody knows what it takes to
Yeah.
be able to get there.
Absolutely.
Right. So the transparent part is, what kind of work, do people, need to kind of look forward to?
But then also people have different perspectives of what that end result is.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Different expectations.
That's right. Because
Yeah.
that's definitely a perspective. That's
That's so
all.
true.
That's all interpretation value, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So what the interpretive value of the end result is to them
Yeah.
is what they would consider, the great aspect.
Right.
But nobody even talks about how they got there. You know what I'm saying? Or either wonder about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the meat of the story, technically, right? So, and sometimes things that appear to be. Because I know people wonder all the time. Some people are like, that little old cute yellow girl with that big dark dude. I just think to myself, I tell them, don't turn your head too fast, because if you don't watch out, I might have your girl and your credit card at
Hey.
the mall.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Do tell.
Just let them know. I'm just saying, my verbal vernacular is spectacular.
Come on. Yes. Carla's crazy. Okay, but you raised a really, really good point that a lot of times people don't even get on the same page about what is the end goal, what is the expectation. I mean, we're so excited about just getting to the broom and
Right.
hopping it
Right.
that we forget, okay, so
They get
what
swept.
is our vision for
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
marriage?
Right. And I think that's a very, very key element, because people are trendy,
Yeah.
which means that the trend in their life
Yeah.
might be, because again, people move off vibration. So
Yeah.
everybody's doing it. So that's what people feel like they should do. I think I shared something with you all this weekend where I talked about, all the weddings I've done, running into someone and they got married. I barely remember the guy. And, he was like, "What's up, man?" I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And until his boy said, "Hey, man, ain't that the dude that did your wedding?" And I was like, "Okay, so I did his wedding," in my mind, right? And then I say, "Hey, man, how are y'all doing?" And the guy replies, "Oh, man, we divorced after 6 weeks."
Dang.
Yep.
So
That's real.
me to not linger on that, because I didn't want to take him down that road, I just said, "Well, if you do it again, I'll let your boy."
Obama out.
I mean,
That's what we call recurring revenue.
right? That's it. That's it. And that's my brand strategist right there, just so that y'all know. That's what
real.
it do. Because at the end of the day, it's all still business. And, so, I mean, hopefully he looks to do it again. He just laughed and said, he's probably like, "I ain't doing that again." Hopefully if he's not tarnished, you know what I'm saying? If he's not tainted.
So you should do a follow-up to all the people you married and see if who needs to use your services again.
I know.
No.
I'm like,
No,
what is that?
no.
Right. Missy, what does that approach
No.
look like, Queen?
That I'm not in it.
Yeah, right.
That's
Well,
it,
you do the
follow-
booking,
y'all-
though, baby. So
Nope.
Are y'all
not with
still
that.
happily wed? Oh, if not, you about to get married again?
Like a check
So
up.
you're not booking anybody
I'm
who's
not-
You
already
still
been
got the
booked.
contract, right?
Nope.
Missy says she's not booking anybody who's already been booked.
I'm
You
not
only get
doing
one
that.
time on this thing, and you're out of here.
Right, because we're trying to make sure they stay married, right, baby?
We are.
Unfortunately,
But that would be very awkward.
Well, not necessarily, because if they
Yeah,
cut the check,
yeah, mm-mm.
They
we're
cut
going to hit
the-
the deck.
You know what? You know what I want to know? I want to know how many weddings out of the 400 plus weddings you've done
Uh-huh.
have you walked in that piece and been like, it ain't gonna work.
Oh, that's always something that I notice. I can tell sometimes by the couple interaction when before I even do the wedding, sometimes by just a consultation. when I sit and talk and I watch how they interact.
Right.
You know, you can tell. Like sometimes, you know, Misty goes with me to a consultation and we sit across and we can tell sometimes just by, you know, yeah.
The
I mean,
energy.
he might have his
Yeah.
hands full or she might have her hands full. And we be like, we're going to see how long that lasts.
Like, man, that's a
'Cause
struggle
sometimes-
right there.
Yeah. That cup will runneth over.
That,
That cup runneth over.
That cup will run it over. It has its moments. So we have to be honest with ourselves. You know, but that's not for me to tell is not going to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there to judge or to, you know what I'm saying. I mean, these people are getting my
Carl
services.
said he there to collect that check
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
move around.
right.
That's
I
what
mean,
he said.
yeah,
well,
right.
well, Jillian Watson said you can just call it a remix wedding.
Hey, I like that,
Come on,
Jill.
Hey,
remix
I like,
wedding.
hey, Jill, hey, you're right. I got you. Jill
I
said
like that.
That's a
remix
good
wedding.
one.
You just gotta have Sean Diddy.
Misty
Combs
gonna
on
call
it.
you on that, Jillian. She
Yes.
gonna put that down on
Right, and you know what else? You know what's cool about what she said is that because you have to really think about it. I think the reason that Misty said it would probably be awkward to do it again is because those people are probably inviting the same people, right? You know, like what is
Well,
it?
one half will be new.
Yep, that's true.
They know what's up. Look,
Yeah.
you
That's
know
true.
your relative.
Right.
You know what's up if they coming around
Like,
2-3
let's
times.
see if she gonna do this again. I don't know what that looks like. Y'all, listen, let's jump into something right quick because I want to make sure I get a chance to tell y'all. This episode is also brought to you by Ads University, y'all. Here's the thing. Are you an entrepreneur? Is your business getting the visibility that it deserves? Do you want to truly grow your business? Well, depending on how you would personally answer those questions, it will determine if you truly make executive decisions for your business correctly based on the following opportunity. Listen, if you want to attract new customers, grow your business, and learn everything you need to know about using Facebook ads, then you need to enroll into Ads University. That's right. Top-tier marketing strategist Tristen Sutton presents Ads University. He's sitting here with us today. If you want to call him, you can. How to make Facebook ads to attract new customers to grow your business. You want to get in and get in now. Log on now to Ads University. That's Ads YO University. I like that. .teachable.com and receive a 51% discount when you enroll. That website again is adsuniversity.com or adsuniversity.teachable.com. That's adsuniversity.teachable.com. Your business will forever be changed. That's right, y'all. Make sure y'all shout Tristen Sutton out with Ads University because he's definitely changing the game at it. Now, I want to make sure I get a chance to talk about something that we, got to witness this weekend. First of all, shout out to the bride and groom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to say shout out to Dwight now?
Shout out to Ricky.
Ricky and Dwight.
Ricky and Dwight Wilson now.
Hold on.
That's right.
Because she got the
Wilson.
W.
Yeah.
That's
yes,
right.
Ricky
yeah,
gets
Ricky
the
got
W.
yeah, Ricky got the W
Hashtag
this
Ricky
weekend.
gets the W.
That's right. So Ricky got married, and it was absolutely phenomenal. It was in Austin, Texas, and it was my 476th wedding. So that was exciting. DJ Superstar did the DJing music control. So shout out to DJ Superstar, and shout out to Chloe Events.
Yeah.
For putting it on. But listen, it was absolutely wonderful.
It's beautiful.
We had a great time.
Yes, indeed.
I think it was exciting on this behalf because these two over here, they've been to many parties that I've done, but they had never really just witnessed the wedding aspect.
Never seen him in action like that.
Nah.
Right, you know what I'm saying. So the question I wanted to make sure we got a chance to bring up and talk about is from y'all's perspective, and just so that y'all know, I did not prep them, but I will pay y'all later.
Well, let me get my script
I
together.
know,
What's
right?
this long text message I'm looking at then?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is the
Oh,
Yes.
no.
The foremost,
Right.
the permanent, the imminent.
Listen,
Right.
listen. Houston and all surrounding cities
Counties.
and just the United States of
Westeros,
America.
the Seven
Listen,
Kingdoms.
And across the
and
water.
across the waters. I want you to know, Carl had the Suttons feeling like we need a redo.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Wow.
need to run it back real quick and get married again because it was just what you bring to the table.
Right.
Not to say that the wedding wasn't already beautiful, but I believe that an MC brings a whole nother element that can make or break
That's right.
the whole experience.
That's right.
I mean, where you step in is where undoubtedly at any wedding, there's always going to be some kind of little snag.
Right.
But it's almost like we never even get to see the snag.
That's right.
Because you were there to fill in those
That's right.
holes. But
That's right.
besides that, I mean, you just put on a straight party. Like,
Right. That's right. That's right.
There
And
ain't no other way to
it was
describe it.
complete entertainment. And I think what happens too is to be. I think one of the things me and my wife talk about is how a room is, and then watch it transform.
big time. And it's
You know
not
what I'm
hard to see.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because
We see
because
it.
people don't know how to be at a wedding, so it's very, very unique. It's unique for me to be able to watch because I'm scoping, I'm getting to know personalities, on the cool, because some of them don't know that I'm who I am and
Right.
I'm about to do what I do, right? So you're watching all the personalities, and then you're sitting there, and you're like, okay, at the end of the day, my motto is if they're breathing, I got them. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Is that the requisite?
Right, yeah, because if you're human, you got something in you that I'm gonna pull out, right? So so that's my thing. But yeah, man, they here's another thing. When gentlemen come up to me, because it's hard for guys to compliment guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we be a little tough.
We're a little tough.
We're a little
But
tough.
man, the
little.
gentleman was like, yo, man.
My G.
Say,
Man,
bro.
yeah, my G, you a bad dude, man. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I ain't expect to be here that long. I'm like, that's
Folks
That's
already
right.
had their exit
'Cause
plan.
because they'll eat and then
That's
try
right.
to slide out.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's right, and that's the concern. So one of the things I always tell planners is that people spend a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the average wedding is $36,000.
Good Lord.
right?
Mm.
So the average wedding is $36,000. You got more than 2.2 million couples that marry every year. So if you break that down daily, that's like 6,100 couples a day.
Wow.
So I can't do this by myself. So the biggest thing about it is, if you're a wedding planner, you just try to go through those things. The entrance of the bridal party, the entrance of the bride and groom. The mother son dance, the father daughter dance. All of those things. If you just try to just do them like a checklist,
Yeah.
and you just try to go through them, I think you're cheating the couple.
Yeah.
So each one of those things are a
And
presentation.
you become an extension of the planner.
That's right.
Or
You really do.
sometimes take over the show from the planner if need be.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
You
it's,
get
and,
it.
and a lot of times it is needed because just because you're a planner doesn't mean that you know how to make this thing go. It's like
Right.
a full production.
That's right. That's right.
Full production.
And you have to be careful because if planners hadn't worked with me before, some of them do feel territorial. Because at their own way. I mean, not knowing that they get the residual shine anyway.
Right,
Right.
right. But when you worried about your shine, you ain't trying to get no results.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all the planners out there that realize that if you want to, wedding is a lot of work.
Yeah.
And if you got somebody that takes on the last 4 hours of your day,
Yeah.
like a G, and you still get shine, like they like, oh, girl, this
with
is great.
professionalism
Yeah.
and
Right.
respect.
Right.
If y'all
Yes.
want that collateral shine,
Right.
go ahead book the wedding MC.
Yes.
You want that
I like the
ricochet
collateral
shine.
Ricochet shine. That is it. So all in all, I wanted to make sure y'all got a chance to be able to share, your thoughts on that, because I think that, it's new to people because, for some people, wedding MC just, if it's one out there outside of myself, it seems like it's just like earrings. It's like an amenity, but it's really a top
gotta
tier
have
thing
it.
that people need to have, like initially.
Absolutely.
You got to have it. You got some work to do because
Right.
you got to put it out there in the land and let them know,
Yeah.
hey, you have to have
That's
this.
right.
He just got to run some Facebook ads.
That's right,
Oh.
and they're going to run. And there it is. So we will be running Facebook ads, just so that y'all know. Sit tight.
Yes.
Sit tight, because you will know about it in just a little bit.
All in your news feed.
Right, but like I'll give an example. And let's just say before you all even just knew about the wedding MC or anything like that, a person that's getting married. What is their order of importance of the things that they will have at their wedding or pay for at their wedding? Generically,
Cake is
Cake.
top 3.
Photographer, videographer.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it kind of slims on down
DJ.
to the DJ.
Yeah. The dress, yeah.
But the decor, the decorations, oh my gosh.
Right.
People would
Yes.
spend.
Right.
Thousands.
And all of what you said. Now let's think about it. I mean, we talk about from the dress to the cake. Those things that are pertinent. Which is definitely videography and photography. That's important. Your venue, your sound, and definitely your MC. Those are your heartbeat, because everything else is a visual, right?
Right.
So with it being a visual, that means it only gets 4 seconds of your time. So like the dress, after people see it, would come down the aisle, it's like, oh, that's the dress.
That's so beautiful.
Right, it's so
Yes.
nice. Right.
It's going back to the shop.
So nice. Oh, that dress.
Excuse
It
me.
is not going back to the shop.
Oh, y'all keep the
That's
dress?
what you- I,
Yeah, we're
I
not
kept,
like y'all.
I kept
Oh.
my,
Oh, y'all
I
keep
kept
y'all
my
dress.
dress.
A lot of us don't rent.
That's how much we don't
Some
know
do.
about it. We don't even see it again.
Right.
Y'all rent y'all
Right.
shoes,
Some-
y'all's tucks, all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah.
We can. I forgot the website, but there's a site where women resell their
Oh,
their
that's true.
dresses.
That's what's up.
That's true.
Mhm.
That'll help pay for some of the flowers and stuff that y'all.
But how many actually get on there and resell is what I want to know.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't.
I
You
don't
did?
know. I couldn't.
I
no,
couldn't either. See,
I had
most women
mine
feel like
It's
like
sentimental,
made.
right?
Yeah.
So if it's sentimental and it has some kind of sentimental value to you,
You're gonna keep.
Missy just hit y'all with that. You ain't accustomed to custom.
See, no. Why?
See, I
That,
told
why?
you.
See, I didn't even finish saying what I was saying.
Go ahead, say it. I want to hear because that
No,
was live.
but
Though.
he-
Y'all ain't accustomed to custom. I got mine custom made, so it's made for me. It wasn't made for me to sell back and give to somebody
It
else.
wasn't
because
made
it
for
wasn't
you.
custom. It
God
made
made
for
this
you.
dress in my
Right.
image.
Right.
Wait.
Your dress was made in your image.
It was.
was,
I imagined it,
Yeah.
and she put it together.
That's
Come
right.
Hey, man, that's
Yes.
how that works.
There's a word in there. I feel that's
There's a
an
word.
Easter. That's an Easter Sunday
I
word.
imagined my marriage, and that's how it came together.
Hey.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do
Should have bought a Hummer. Shut it.
What did you say?
Shut it.
Yeah.
Sound like
I
a song
can't.
lyric,
I
ain't
can't.
What's up, Candace? We see y'all out there.
Oh my God.
We want to make sure we say what's up to y'all. Y'all make sure y'all chime in with some questions too, because we want to make sure when we get to questions and margaritas, we get a chance to address some of that. Because I know most of you in here are still kind of thinking about, from a relational standpoint, what some of those challenges are and whether or not, you can kind of overcome it. Here's the thing. I believe that if you are a person that has not really been successful when it comes to your relationship or things of that nature, I think 9 times out of 10, you got to make some adjustments to who you are,
Absolutely.
right? Because your
Absolutely.
common denominator
Absolutely.
is yourself. I think that, when the old saying, when they say take the good with the bad, that was an old saying to say, make sure you, just as much as you highlight your triumphs, you highlight your trials and tribulations.
That's right.
And stay in front of them so you can make adjustments. Because our trajectory is to be able to get better each day.
That's right.
Right?
Absolutely.
But some people
Right.
become stagnant and they just start existing.
Right.
Right.
But what you especially have to do too, especially in this social media hyper intensive days,
Yeah.
you have to make sure that while you are enjoying social media, nothing wrong with social media,
Right.
that you don't get to doing the comparing and contrasting because it happens
Oh,
so
yes.
quickly, so
Yes.
easily, and then by the time you sign off, you sitting there looking at your man like,
Right.
What
Right.
you
why
doing?
you ain't doing all the stuff I
Right.
see
Right.
on my timeline? What's
That's
up?
right.
You know, I mean, this is real stuff that we don't talk
Toxic.
about. We don't talk about the psychological effects that go on when we're sitting there scrolling and honestly comparing and contrasting, and it happens to the best of us.
That's right. That's
it
right.
really does.
And you know what's so funny about that is that people do that. And they do it so subconsciously.
Yeah.
But they're measuring their lives based on that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: we're in full control of what we want people to see.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
You control what you post.
You control what you post.
It's
You
the
control
highlight reel.
right. You know what I'm saying? Like I was walking by, some young ladies on my campus today, and it was funny because they was doing this angle. She was like, nah, and she redid it a certain way. And I was thinking, show the real. What?
real.
Right? That's what I'm saying. What happened to
Hey,
transparency?
Nah.
I was
No,
thinking,
sir.
man, you know what I'm saying? You like, for all of you all that are dating people online, and you going off of just a side picture or a picture a certain way,
Oh, the angle.
and then you walk up, you doing, this ain't
That's
you.
not right.
That-
That's not the view I
Yeah.
was looking at.
That's why
Yeah.
everybody always talking about send me a pic,
Right. Send me a-
That's right. You know what I'm saying? If listen,
so I know it's real.
if you take this thing at an angle, when I meet you, I need you to walk at that angle.
Whatever angle you take,
Just walk up at that angle. You coming up at that angle, I need you to
You
walk
just
right
gotta
up.
date her from the balcony.
Right.
Oh, from the balcony? That's awful.
That's how y'all gotta do it, man.
that's terrible.
You
the
know,
balcony.
no,
It
for real.
is,
Because
it is.
if it's like
It is terrible that y'all out here finessing brothers.
Jillian said, "Without the filters, please and
Yes.
thank you."
yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
Jill.
recognize them without the filters.
Yeah, the filters.
But see,
oh.
these makeup artists have real filters in real life
Man.
with all that
Makeup
that sorcery.
Yes.
It's sorcery.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on.
seriously.
Exactly what it is.
Seriously,
It's, it's real
almost
nice
like
work.
yeah,
It's nice work.
right.
I'd be like, man,
Yes,
Yeah.
it's immaculate.
they've done some immaculate
Hollywood quality.
transformations.
Like,
Yeah.
we need to get you a script right now. You can be in somebody's movie.
That's right. I at one point, just so that y'all know, I mean, just in my entrepreneurship days, I always wanted to just get into being able to, sell 747 mediums
Wait, what?
What the what?
eyelashes.
Oh,
I
So-
can't.
why do you know the number?
Because back in the day, I dated a chick. She said, "Run down and ask them for some 99s." I said, "What?" What? She said, "Just go ask them for 99s." I walked in. Of course, the little Asian lady was like, "How may I help you?" I said, "Number 99s." She started pulling out all these eyelashes. I say, "Oh, I'm damn crazy." I left out the store. I say, "They got numbers." They got numbers. I say, "Man, you get 747 mediums, 633s." I was like, "What the hell?" So I guess the larger the number, the longer the eyelash.
That might be right. I ain't figured that out.
I mean, either, but I step
don't
back
know.
and I say, "Man, if I talk to a woman and she blink a lot and I cool off, I'll be like, this is a high number."
You are a mess. No, what you should have said when you went up there with the 99s, you said, and the 2000s. That's what you should have done.
Hey,
That
that-
So Cash Money
like
taking
that.
over for the 99 and the
Hey.
2000.
No.
There we go.
however we do it.
Tell them you want them juvies.
Yeah.
Hold on, your people saying some things right here. What she
What
say?
is-
Take them swimming
Take
on
them-
their first date.
They can
Yes.
they can use the
She on it
eyelashes.
tonight.
as paddles.
Yes. Come on, Jillian.
Oh my God.
Killing it, Jill. Oh
Your
my
girl
God.
Adrian said FaceTime me. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Get a picture. You need to see it up
Yeah,
front. You're right.
FaceTime.
You're right.
We need
'Cause-
that.
and tell them cut the light down some. Because that lighting be tripping too. I'm a dark skinned dude. I got light on me. I'm trying to make sure you see all my pores. But at the end of the day, you want to see the real.
Yes.
You
The
like,
bright.
yeah, he got. There's some things happening.
These are facts. These streets are rough as it is. We don't need no filters, no
Why
extra
they so
things.
rough out there though?
Oh.
Oh.
So let me ask y'all this: what are the challenges that women have? First of all, we know it's outnumbered. When we do the garter toss and the bouquet toss at the wedding, the numbers are always off.
Yeah.
Cause like
Yeah.
I call all the single ladies out. All the single ladies out came out. Just about 19 of them, right?
Yeah.
And then I said all the single fellas, about 6.
Yeah.
I said,
That's accurate.
Heavenly Father, we got a problem. I was like, and this why they don't. And when the dude throw the garter, they all
The
move.
guys move.
They like.
It's like, really?
And the women nearby cut
Wow.
your throat and the mama's throat and everybody
Right.
else's throat to get
And
to
Right,
if,
that's right.
if there's a granny up there, too, they will knock her over.
That's right. So they're
It's-
looking at like, why I gotta
it's
catch this
gangster.
garter? Do you see how many women
Right.
it is?
I don't need to
Yeah.
do no work. And that's the problem. Hey, okay.
That is, come
Yeah,
on,
talk
come
about it.
on,
Talk about it.
somebody.
Real
Talk
quick,
about it.
we're not going to belabor on this, but I think we all know where the root of it is coming from.
Where is it
Back in the day, y'all used to have to work for a little piece of change.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know,
we did.
we and I'm gonna tell you something. Women, we're wonderful creatures, but I put it on us.
Yeah.
Because if we don't set the right expectations,
That's right.
that dictates everything. So if I'm over here buying your drinks, buying your
Right.
dinner, trying to wine and dine you,
Just speak,
we're making
CC.
it so hard
It's
for the other.
just like when y'all ate the apple in the Garden of Eden.
Don't stop.
No,
We're-
we are not
Rewind
going
that.
there.
Take that out of
No,
the.
we are
Just like
not.
when
Take
they
that
ate
out of the
that apple.
We are
podcast,
not
please.
going
They just
there.
taking things in their own
That's not
control.
where we're going with this.
Getting all
Where-
out of order and out
where
of
we're
pocket.
going
Get back
with
in
this-
pocket.
Get back in pocket out. You know what's funny though? I mean, you said that because I mean, women are like technically my
We're doing
motivation.
everything.
Yeah, but y'all the motivation. So which means that if women just interlock arms and just shut down around the country,
Hey,
Man,
Everybody act right.
man, boy, we act right. We like
yes.
for real.
seriously.
Because men don't even want to work for it no more. Because they like, shoot, Judy down the street. She's like,
They
I ain't
don't
gonna
have
take
to. They
this
just
long.
got to swipe left or right
Right.
on the app.
That's right.
Or send a series of WYD texts, and the first two that bite back, that's what we're doing tonight.
Right.
But here's what I
That's
really
right.
want to know: how does that really make y'all feel as men that y'all don't have to work? Like for the good men, I'm talking about the real men.
No
I'm not
value.
talking about the
No value. Yeah, I mean, we're passive with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that, one of the things we talked about is even when I met Misty, I mean, I was coming out of something, so she was like, I ain't finna be no rebound.
Hey,
So she forced
I was
me.
not playing.
She forced,
Hey.
she forced me to like in some context I didn't know we've been forced into like this huge friendship where she just became my homie. You know what I'm saying? About a whole year or something, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I looked up and I was the homie.
Yeah.
oh, you
You was in
before
that. You was in
realized
that
it.
friend zone.
Well, I was
Didn't
in
even
that
know
zone. I
it.
was in that zone, but I wasn't even trying to holler. But I was like, damn, I kind of dig her.
You lying? You know you.
I
trying.
promise I wasn't trying to
No,
holler.
I know
he
you
was
was.
not.
I promise I was. Matter of fact,
No.
matter of fact, Tris, I was at a point where I was
All
trying to
this
fix up one of
goodness
my
and
partners.
mercy, you went trying to
Oh.
holler.
I was trying to
That
fix
means
up
you
one-
gave up on. You gave up. Hope.
No, initially.
Gave up hope.
Yeah,
They like, hey
it is.
man, hook your brother up. I'm like, hey, so my boy is blah blah. She talking about please. So which was impressive to me. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
we was meeting the other ones out there. And they was biting. You barked, they.
So wrong.
Like you piqued my interest.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? So Missy she wasn't having it, man. And I thought that was impressive. So over a period of time, as you kind of got to know the person, and you started seeing, you know, from a value standpoint, then I met the parents and all that kind of stuff. I was like, all right, then. I was like, man, I said we need to stop tripping. She was like, boy, you're not finna rebound me. I'm not finna have it.
Ain't no double dribble over here.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I like how you handled that because you didn't necessarily get ugly. And see, that's the opposite extreme we're seeing. So we're seeing women go in just too hard, just pulling it. And then we go in on the other side of you just nasty.
That's right.
You know, you get all dolled up, get your hair done, get your outfit, all this stuff to go out there and for a gentleman to come up to you and say, hey, can you know,
That's right.
and you diss him and you tell him you dismiss him.
Right.
And
And
then
it's
go
like, why do we
complain.
do that?
And then go complain.
Right.
And
Nobody
they
want to
gonna
holler
complain.
at
Don't
me.
nobody want to holler.
That's
Ain't
right.
no good man. All that stuff. But you just.
But
had a
you're
good
being
man.
rude.
Yeah, but you're being rude.
I think a lot of women don't realize that they're being rude.
Straight up.
They realize.
They realize?
They know.
No, I have a friend. She didn't realize till I told her.
Really?
She was like, "You're just so friendly." I'm like, "Why be mean? There's no
It's a human.
What's the point?
It's a human. You don't have to be with him. You don't have to.
Right.
Ever,
That's right.
But you
Just
still owe him
speak.
something.
There's
Absolutely.
like what has he said hi like he spoke to? Why can't you speak back without turning up your nose
That's it.
or doing your neck or
That's it.
something? You don't have to do that.
If we can get back to the basics of you just met a person, even just in everyday passing, because I see some brothers now, y'all so downtrodden. I really, my heart goes out to
No,
some of
seriously.
y'all,
Not me. Don't
sincerely.
touch me. I'm
Not
good.
you, but I'm as a people,
Yeah,
as,
as a
as,
people.
as black
In general.
men, sincerely. When I walk by a black man and I can barely almost get his eye because he already thinks I'm going to already have this attitude. Unfortunately, this is real. That's
So
the
the
energy.
expectation is
the
there.
expectation is already set that there's going to
Yeah.
be an attitude. But all I want to give you is a hello, and
That's
that's
right.
it. No strings attached.
Somebody
That's
said
right.
one time I tried to shake someone's hand and CC had to come check her.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this real quick.
You make it quick. I
Look,
want to hear it.
I got that firecracker in me like Misty. We're at a networking event that Tristan hosted. Young lady comes in. She's feeling herself. She thinks she looks beautiful, and I'm gonna let her have that. She walks in. Tristan comes up and says, "Give me your hand." She says, "Hi, how are you? It's nice to meet you." Whatever. But what she does is she does kind of like
The drag.
like
Snatch
did.
it back.
snatches it back,
he nasty.
like or like he's trying to holler at me or something
Oh.
like that. So you know
No.
your girl had to fly across the room. I flew across the
I
room
love
real
it.
quick.
I
I
love
had
it.
to.
Queen.
I said, "Good evening. It's so nice to meet you. This is my husband Tristan, and we welcome you to our event tonight. It's good to have you. You doing okay?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to let her know, everybody's not trying to holler at
That's
you, boo boo.
Right. That's
Just
right.
because someone speaks does not mean
Right.
they're trying to holler
Right.
at
So she
you.
came in with preconceived notions. Yeah.
and got her feelings hurt too.
Got her feelings hurt. Talk to somebody want to listen to.
Hey.
Now you got to start your night over again. And then you got to go back out to the car, talk to yourself, like self.
Like, okay,
Get it
Stop
back
tripping.
together.
Let me breathe.
Stop
Let me-
tripping, self. Let me
That
change this
woman with that big
eyeliner.
afro just checked me.
Yeah. And she looked
In
and
a
she
nice
looked good.
way.
And she's a queen.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
I understand it. Y'all, we're going to take this break real quick. Make sure we get into the wedding MC. Y'all go ahead and check this out a little bit. We'll be right
Talking to
back.
you.
What's up, world? This is Carl Mays, the King Motivator, aka the Wedding MC. I gotta let you know, this is my 426th wedding here tonight. And I just wanna let you know, regardless of what happens, we're gonna make people have a great time. One thing that we always say is that people come to weddings, and when they go to the reception, they don't know whether or not they're going to stay. But if you love who you are, make some noise. The Wedding MC is basically an embodiment of something that's needed at a wedding. One thing I like is I like challenges. And when I emceed that wedding, it was such a fulfillment because I got to be creative. Is there a need for the wedding MC? Yes, I think there's a need for it. People don't know they need it yet because they've never seen it or had it. I sit down with them and let them know the psychology. The psychology is you have two families that don't know anybody in there outside of the people they came with or the bride and groom. And they're there to be able to blend and get to know other families. This is a mix and mingle thing because you're bringing two families together and you're blending them. So yeah, Wedding MC is going to be needed. Wedding MC is there to curate and create an environment to make people feel as comfortable as possible. Makes me feel, strong enough to be able to attack what this world has to offer every time I step inside my door. But the beauty about this one is that they'll never be like the Wedding MC. Again, my name is Carl Mays. You can find me, theweddingmc.net. I'll see y'all on the next one.
Yo, welcome back, y'all. That's right. The Wedding MC experience, y'all. I just want y'all to know, man, we got one of our lovely couple friends. If you haven't had you any couple friends around you and your girl, or you and your guy that are conducive to what you're trying to have, then you need to change people you're hanging out with, right? So we're around some people that match our personalities, that match our outlooks, and the things that we want to do from a business perspective to a friendship perspective. And this is our wonderful friends, Tristen and C.C. Sutton, in the building with us. That's right. Oh, there we go.
Mike,
Go ahead, Mike.
thank you.
Stop.
That's what I'm talking about. So y'all, and if you just joining in, man, I'm telling y'all, we are talking about a lot of little challenges that people have in relationships. We're also talking about the highs, the lows, and definitely mostly the triumphs, because relationships are great when you actually find it, because I feel like from a spiritual standpoint, God made us to be companions.
Absolutely.
Right? So companionship is a thing that is a part of our lives. So even if a person is paraplegic, they still want companionship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes when people hear the term companionship, they relate it to anything that has to do with intimacy or sex or something like that. But companionship just means that you have somebody there that embodies the same outlook that you embody. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so this is great to be able to have a shared show with my queen, you know what I'm saying, and then invite other queens and kings in the building to be able to share their experiences. It's always a great thing.
Absolutely.
Now, here's the other thing. We're getting ready to go into Misty's flavors, because y'all know my queen is definitely, a health enthusiast, nutritionist, and she's going to help this big dude live longer, all right? So I'm a man in progress. Do not judge me. So at the end of the day, I love it, though. But listen, babe, something we did last week that I thought was great, even before we got to Austin. You got me some juices.
Did a juice cleanse. It was a 3-day juice cleanse. Because he was feeling kind of sluggish. He was like, my energy is down. I said, we need to do a cleanse.
Yes.
So
she hooked it up.
Because I just didn't have time to make the juices. I'm just tell y'all right now, I didn't have time to make.
But
these
she
juices.
does these juices.
I do have a juicer. Now let me tell you, there's a difference between a juicer and a blender.
Yeah.
Because I get this question a lot, and the blender blends everything up with the pulp. The juicer separates the pulp from the juice.
Why is that important?
Because one, it helps gives your digestive tract, your stomach, a rest. It gives so you're not digesting any foods. It's just your body's taking it all in.
That's right, and that's definitely important.
Yeah, you need to give your stomach a break.
Right, because stomachs don't get a break.
No, because we're
Stomachs, we
constantly
just be
eating
stuffing stuff in there. Oh, girl,
steady.
I want me some of that. And all of a sudden, your stomach talking about, damn again.
Didn't we just?
That's right. We just go through this.
You speaking on the truth. That's
You
what
know, we did a juice cleanse. We did one with Cabernet, Merlot,
Stop.
and recent
Finish.
grape juice. It was a
Finish.
grape juice cleanse.
Turn his mic off, please.
That's not it.
Because
Let's go.
God made water into wine,
Finish.
so that was a holy ordained cleanse
Finish.
from all 3 vineyards.
Okay,
Finish.
so the type of juice I'm talking,
Oh.
you need to do my type after yours.
Gotcha. That's what it's balanced. It's balanced.
Yes, there's balance. So the minimum days that you want to do a juice cleanse is 3 days.
Okay.
So you should do 3 to 7.
Okay.
Some do 2 weeks, and you can do 30 days, but that's for more experience.
Right.
So we did the 3-day cleanse from Squeezed Online. Squeeze online.
Shameless plug. We didn't even get nothing from them yet, but Squeeze
I
was
know.
just letting y'all know.
Yeah.
So enough of that. That's all right.
Run the
Enough
check.
of that.
Yeah. That's right. I'm talking to my brand strategist over there. So, yeah. We know.
Okay. My bad. So
We need to get Tamala Austin, locally owned, black-owned juice company that's in Whole Foods.
That
We're
is.
gonna get her to
We'll
sponsor.
don't worry. We'll make sure we do that.
come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Speak on it.
Indeed.
Yes.
So, yes, juicing, cleanse your bodies, rejuvenates you, gives you more energy.
Yeah.
And we should do cleansing, rejuicing, seasonally. Especially if we eat a lot of meats and dairy and things of that stuff, because it gives us more, I'm going to say, electric foods. We are electric beings. And a lot of the foods that we eat are toxic. So we build up toxicity in our bodies, and it's good to flush them out.
That's good.
So if you can do it seasonally, that's great. If you have to work your way up to it, that's cool too, because it's a process.
And that's important while we get older, right?
Oh,
so,
yes.
So one of the things that Mr. shares with me at the same time, is when we're younger, we eat all kinds of ways. Yeah. And as we, now we're adjoining and we're together or whatever, and you want to be here. You want to be here, control what you can, don't worry about what you can't. And if you want to continue to be here, you got to kind of get better as in what you, doing an intake. Because she says it all the time. Listen, what you take in, everything you take in has to come out. And it don't all come out in that one spot.
Hey,
right.
That's real.
That's what you always say, right?
Yes.
Eyes, mouth, breath, everything. Hair, everything. So
everything.
So yeah, that's a very, very important aspect. And
right. And even as we like our children, I teach them about cleansing and why we cleanse. So I'm teaching him early, that way they know. Because growing up, I wasn't taught that. Were you guys taught that?
Nope.
You
just
right.
ate.
So we just ate.
Tropicana,
Tropicana.
Delight.
You know what I'm saying?
Tahitian treat.
Yeah, Kool-Aid. Go. Hey, we ain't got no sugar. We gonna figure something out.
Riboflavin.
Oh my.
Come on.
That was our juices. That's young, and then we start realizing. Oh my
That's
God.
real.
So I even when I do green juices at home, I give it to the kids and they drink it. Like they're like, "Ooh, this tastes good," because they don't know the other types of juices that are bad for them. They have the dyes that affect their chemical, imbalance and all of that. So it's great to do cleansing no matter who you are, how old you are. Like even you can do a little cleanse for the kids because they are chemically imbalanced. A lot of them are. Not all, a lot.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Actually, a great point.
Hey.
And that has a lot to do with some of the results that we're having out here with some of our youth.
In
school.
Yeah.
I think Kodak Black needs a juice cleanse.
Yes. Yes.
Can we put him at the top?
Yeah. Right. Right.
At the
Send him a bottle, Misty.
Right. Because the way that one processes information is concerning me.
Listen.
So at the end of the day, and anytime somebody that processes information like that, and they are at a point where they have a microphone, that's frightening.
Very much so.
Because you talking to the masses and you feeding all of that.
Man, yeah. That's a great thing. You got something else you want to say with that?
He needs a little more than a juice cleanse.
Yeah,
Let's start there. Can we
Start
start?
there?
Yeah, we'll start there.
That'll be the starting point. We know it's stages to this thing. Y'all, listen, this is Misty's Flavors. Just so that you know, every time we're on the show, she'll definitely give you some tips about being able to, add that healthy aspect into your marriage or into your relationship or into your life personally. As an individual, so she'll definitely be, giving more tips on that. We want to make sure we get ready to segue into something that's not healthy and not juicy.
Yes.
We want to make sure we go. So let's have a good time. So because right now I want to make sure you want to get somebody to bring that, or you want to go get that and
no, I'll go get it.
Okay, so y'all listen. I need y'all
something
to do us a favor.
Oh.
I need you to do
want
us
me
a
to go
favor
get it
and
now?
go ahead and get your glasses, get your cups. While Misty runs out and gets these cups and glasses, because this next segment that we're getting ready to jump into is called Questions and Margaritas.
Hey.
Yes, it's
Q&M.
our own version. Yeah, Q&M, baby. That's what it is. And we want to make sure y'all get a chance to drink with us. If you got your bottle of wine or something to be able to knock the edge off, because we know today is hump day. And we know those weeks kind of get a little tough. Yeah. But right now, you're on a downhill slide into the weekend. And you got some questions that you want to ask. You want to make sure you get them out there and get them to us. We already pulled some from last week on here that we're going to start with. But even if you got something that you want to ask these two, the Suttons, we want to make sure you get a chance to be able to get those questions out there. And we want to make sure we address them if we have enough time. So in the meantime, while baby has gone to be able to get us something, I'm going to act like I'm clicking my glass. Ding, 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 ding. That's right, y'all. It's time for Questions and Margaritas. Queen Misty is definitely getting them, and I want to make sure we get a chance to address some questions. So we'll start with some questions while she gets the drinks prepared, guys. Okay. And I want to make sure y'all get a chance to be able to help us out. Here's one of the questions that we got from last week. I thought it was great. By the way, some people email the questions. You can email it to theweddingmcexperience@gmail.com. And we check those, each and every week to make sure that, we pull a few questions from that to be able to address it. If we have a time on the show, we will address them. But this question is, what makes a man or a woman move with a sense of security inside of their marriage if they have been insecure people for most of their past relationships.
Wow.
I think that's great. Next time, Mike, I'm gonna make sure we pull these questions and we get it to fly across the screen. So we're gonna kind of get to show a little additives later. But it says, what makes a man or a woman move with a sense of security inside of their marriage if they've been insecure people for most of their past relationships?
That's
a deep
good question.
That's a deep question too, because it's like
I mean,
that's
there's a wise old adage from the old schools: act right, I'll make you act right.
real.
You're real.
Yeah.
I'll let you expound upon that.
No, I think that's great. Well, let's start from here. I think that is a challenge and a problem in a lot of people's relationships because they bring toxic situations or toxic debris
Absolutely.
from their past relationships. You know what I'm saying? And then because I think she's giving y'all the glasses, so we're gonna make sure.
Because I'm not drinking out of Cowboys cup. So.
Yeah, I know you're not.
I appreciate you. I appreciate
He
you.
look. He
Don't
looked
be
for
like
somewhere.
that. Don't be
We
like
are
that.
Dallas Cowboy fans. Don't hate. Thou shalt not play or hate-a-thon. So, so again, toxic relationships are what some people come out of, and some people don't heal enough, and they bring that into some of their new relationships.
That's work that I strongly encourage you to start doing before you get into a relationship because, it's really not fair to bring that into a relationship and that person has to constantly reassure you over and over
Right.
and over
Yes.
again that
Right.
no, I'm here for you, please
Right.
no, please no. Again, we all have something that we have to work on, but that other person who is dealing with that insecurity you have to do the work.
Right.
Like Inyala says.
Right.
Yes.
You got to do the work. You can't just come in there expecting that they will prove it to me. How
Right.
you going,
Right.
That makes the other person's life miserable.
Right. And most of that is not even coming from the current relationship. Most of it comes
Exactly.
from all the stuff prior.
That's right.
Really, it's a
right.
paradigm shift. As adults, we have full control over our mental capacity and what we want to do, what kind of attitude we want to have, what perspective we
Right.
have. So if you take the effort to say, you know what, I once was, but now I'm going to be,
Right.
then you can change that.
Right. But let me tell you something. In order to be able to get to that space, the initial space is the energy you give is the energy you receive.
That's right.
So I tell people all the time, man, people can dress paint up well. You know what I'm saying? So I guess no offense to some of these young people out here, young men and women. But let me tell you this. You can look good on the exterior. And I always say, even if you're in a dark place in your life and somebody like you, 9 times out of 10, they in a dark place in their life too. And 2 people in dark places are raggedy people. I tell people, raggedy people
Say
give it
that.
raggedy people because the energy you give is the energy you receive.
Say that.
Raggedy meets raggedy and have raggedy
Raggedy
kids.
kids.
Hey, raggedy community or raggedy
That's
world.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they all grow up with other raggedy
right.
kids because they all hang out with each other because the energy gives in. And then they grow up and then they have kids together. And then it's raggedy all around you. And it all started from who?
Yeah.
You.
Yep.
So my thing is that so that toxicity, when you talk about relationships, when people are insecure like that in their relationships, speaks volumes about where they are in their space and what they've come from.
It really, 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 really
does.
does. And again, it's not lost on me that you come into relationships with you have certain things that you have to work on.
Right.
But there's a certain level of discipline that you have to acquire too
Yeah.
as you're moving through this marriage thing. And I will say that as women, when we're growing up as little girls, we're taught, it's okay to cry. It's
Right.
okay to be emotional. And, it's
Right.
okay to be
Right.
all these things that you are,
Right.
But a little boy is taught, hey, straighten up, put some ice on it.
Right.
You be all right.
That's right.
Stop
Keep it going.
crying.
Keep
There's
it
a lot to
going,
do with it.
know?
That's
Right.
And
exactly
so
right.
when we get into these relationships, we essentially are doing those very same things. So while this woman is, crying and mucking around and trying to figure out her life and all this stuff, the dude is like, wait a minute, hey, in most situations, in a lot of situations, but you really have to be disciplined
That's right.
and say to myself, I need to get it together.
Yeah.
Let me
Right.
work on this.
Right.
Right. That's another reason I'm into breaking the cycle. So on top of that, doing with our foods with my children, I ask Braxton, my 7-year-old, if there's something wrong. Talk to me.
Yeah.
Tell me what's wrong. Like, so we have a conversation,
Yeah.
a full adult conversation.
Adult conversation. awesome.
I'm just like, yes.
You're doing
Right.
that at an early age. He's
Right.
gonna know how to take that into adulthood.
Yes, I mean, because again, what we show them is what they know.
Yeah.
Outside of the house, then they see all other chaos,
Right.
Yeah.
and we have to correct that.
We do.
And you know what, too,
Early.
y'all? So also, too,
That's so true.
there's not, and I say this quite a bit, but there's not an instruction manual to this thing. It's not an instruction manual to life personally. So
Right.
those that are single out there, it's not an instruction manual to that particularly either. But with it not being an instruction manual, I think that we're all trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But I think it all starts with ourselves. If you hold yourself to a certain standard
That's right.
and a certain accountability, I think that you can persevere through almost anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you are at a point where it's somebody you're going to tie the knot with or either marry, I think that you need to make sure they're holding themselves to that same standard. As long as people hold each other to the standard, so when we run into adversity, regardless of what happens,
Right.
it doesn't necessarily have to change how we feel about each other,
Right.
because things around you are going to change at all times.
That's right.
Absolutely.
You know what? I think that, from that change thing, they say change is constant, right?
Absolutely.
So nothing is constant but change. Everything in this world must rearrange. I know what I'm saying to you. It might sound strange, but nothing is constant but change, right?
Right.
Bars.
So right, bars. so if change is the only thing that's constant, let the things around you change, but nothing has to necessarily change about how I feel about who I'm with.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I think that when people develop those insecurities, I think it has a lot to do definitely with the person feeling it, but I think it also has a lot to do with the other person as well. You know what I'm saying? Because our loved ones create security in us as well.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So even how you came across the room and defended your man
Yeah.
by an action that a woman had done to him, that secures him even more. Like, damn.
Yeah.
And it's impressive and it's attractive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
very much
saying?
so.
So
Right.
attraction is spoken in so many different ways.
I showed him my love that night.
Yeah,
Yes, come on.
Making marriage great again.
yeah, that is making marriage great again. Yeah, you like, boy, you know what? You came across that room, man. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to go on and be a postal.
I got
Hey.
more a
worker
real
tonight.
one.
Hey.
And that's impressive, and that's great, especially when women can stand firm on who they are. You know what I'm saying? Stand for what what you have, what you want. And don't let the exterior world of what can create this facade. Based on what the images and everything that we see.
Yeah.
Because it creates such a facade that people start to live for it and out it. I mean, because like there are people that have painted the picture of their lives of what they want to date, what they think it looks like, what they think it feels like, based on what they've seen.
That's real.
And that takes away, to me, that cheats them from when they say love is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Right? So
Right.
at the end of the day, I mean, what you think beauty is based on you.
Right.
Right.
It has nothing to do with everybody, but there are people that date people for people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And
And-
might really like them and be
Right.
intrigued, but they worried about
What
Yes.
everybody's going to
everybody's gonna
say.
think.
And
Yes.
that is a frightening aspect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there are people so I always call that living in prison. So you're living in your own virtual prison.
That's real.
So you're keeping yourself paralyzed.
Based on the perceptions of others.
That's
And
exactly
you really
right.
don't even know to hold
That's
these
right.
truths to be self-evident.
That's right. Right. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So I think that if people get to a point where you start to be confident in who you are, then you won't be imprisoned by what other people think.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? Because people's validation is not what we live for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
'Cause, I always say, man,
Well,
they don't pay none of these bills.
Fortunately,
Most.
some people do live for other
Oh, of
folks'
course, I know.
validation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, which explains why there are 99%ers and 1%ers. 99% of the world looks to retire. 1% will die doing what they love to do. You know what I'm saying? Because that fear, they're trapped.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, 99% of, I always say the word retirement is weird, and I'm using it not in the connotation of work, but just life, period. Because people reach a plateau and they retire, meaning like they just stay right there. I mean, let's move all the jobs and the money and stuff out the way. From a technicality, we're all waiting on death any damn way. So why not make this life mean something, right?
Right,
Good.
absolutely.
You get what I'm
Every day.
saying?
I like
So
that.
we're waiting on death. So it's like the moment you're born, as soon as the doctor hits your button, you say, "Ran," the clock starts ticking.
Already done.
You know what I'm
Dead
saying?
already.
So you're waiting on death. So I know
Right.
that was a simplistic value, but that's really what we're doing. We're all waiting on death. So if we're waiting on death, why not make this life mean something? Why are people wasting time?
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Why do you waste what you're gonna run out of? Right? You know what I'm saying?
You better.
Because but
Yeah.
I'm saying that's what it is, right?
Absolutely. And it looked like we got a question from the audience.
Oh, let's see what are they saying?
Adrian, how do you all keep it solid in your relationship with ever-changing situations? money, careers, children, etc.
Heavy.
You know, I'm
Foundation.
gonna jump on that
Go
one
ahead.
because our marriage has seen a lot of seasons. It's seen the 6-figure seasons and it's seen the 3-figure seasons. You know,
Damn,
but
3
what
figures?
I'm exaggerating.
What
It
was
ain't
that?
been that bad. But what I guess I'm
We didn't
saying,
make but
Oh,
$120 this year.
that's the grapes of wrath over there.
listen, we've
I'm
been
with you,
from the
though.
highs and the lows, and what remains constant, especially if you're married to an entrepreneur, holla if you hear me, is
Holler.
you know what that person is about. You know that no matter what, that person is always going to be stable, solid, regardless if the money goes up and down.
Yeah.
That's why you can't look at all of that. That's why you can't put all your weight on that. You know, you just can't.
Right. No,
You
you're
just
right.
can't.
That's why you have to have a strong foundation and marry the person, not the perception.
That's it.
That's exactly
I
right.
like
Y'all,
that.
listen.
That's
Let me
it.
tell y'all something, man. We're at a point where we're running out of time, so I do want to say this. This episode of the Wedding MC Experience has been brought to you by TNT Creative Images, y'all. Today is what you make it, so make it as original as possible. Don't let your event happen without having a centerpiece of equipment to make all of your guests take home the memory of a lifetime. So you know what you need? You need the magic mirror. TNT Creative Images presents the Magic Mirror photo booth for all of your occasions. We're talking about the whole gamut. Themed backdrops, stanchions, red carpet, novelties, and most importantly, the life-size touchscreen magic mirror that'll print, text, or email your photos to you. So if you know of someone or yourself has an event coming up, from corporate events to birthday celebrations, banquets, or weddings, or maybe even anniversaries, TNT Creative Images has you covered. So log on to TNTimages.com. That's TNT Images with a Z.com. Use the discount code TheWedXP. That's right, for your discount. For more information, feel free to call 817-233-6028. Y'all, listen, this is the Wedding MC Experience, y'all. This is where we raise the bar for unforgettable. Make sure you subscribe to the pages and continue to share no matter what platform you're watching or listening on. Make sure y'all subscribe to them. Get your downloads on Google or the Play Store or iTunes. And definitely make sure you download some of those podcast platforms. In 24 hours, all of them will be up. That's right, y'all. We've had C.C. and Tristen Sutton in the building, sitting with the Suttons. Yes. Holding it
Cheers.
down with us.
We love y'all.
That's
Love
right.
y'all too.
We love you guys, man. And listen, I'm King Carl.
And I'm Queen Misty.
Y'all, this is the Wedding MC Experience. You've been enjoying us. Make sure y'all tune in. In 2 weeks, we'll be back. Holla Black. Shout out to the Sphere Studios. Mike, I see you, baby. Let's do what we do.